Hi guys, welcome to my very first episode of Love Therapy with Zeba. I am so excited to be doing this, and I feel so grateful for you to be listening to me speak about something I feel so passionate about, and I'm feeling so excited to share with all of you. So let's get started. Have you ever experienced true love? Think about it. Are you thinking your mom? Or are you thinking the last boyfriend you had? The one that got away maybe? Or that's what you're thinking? Think about it. Have you experienced true love? Ever? Maybe it could be from a pet. I'll give you a minute. Do you want to experience what true love is? If you think you haven't experienced it, or even if you have experienced it, but it got over and you're like, was that love? It was love. I don't know, but you know what? Nahi, mujhe chahiye. I want to experience that forever wala love, that all-consuming, that exciting, that butterflies in your tummy wala love. Yeah? Good. Do you know what true love is? Do you? Have you thought about it? Have you thought about what true love actually is? Well, you're in luck, because today I'm going to be talking about what true love is. After having experienced so many different kinds of love, after having had an idea about love that most of us have, and then realizing what love actually is, after having read books, after watching podcasts, after going through my own personal life experiences, to finally understanding, or maybe beginning to understand, what true love actually is. I'm going to be sharing it with you all today in this podcast. Before I tell you what true love is, I'm going to take you on a little journey of what my relationship with love has been over the years and where it's at right now, with the hope that you all learn something from it and that it inspires you to look at life through a different lens, if not anything else. Cool? ठीक है, फिर चलो. For this, I'm going to have to backtrack all the way to my childhood days, where I was the first grandchild of my maternal family, and I had come in a month after my eldest mama had passed away. And so I was the little bundle of joy that came in at a time where there was just so much sorrow and there was so much darkness, and everyone sort of latched onto me to shower me with love and attention and care and pour out everything that they had in them to me. And I was so blessed and fortunate to have had that experience. But as I grew older, one by one, all my aunts and uncles started getting married and moving away. And that's when I first started experiencing this very uncomfortable feeling of jealousy. I was used to being center of attention and getting all the attention, and now there was an extended family with more children in the mix, with more people in the mix, and I would just feel so possessive and insecure about the fact that wo time pe, of course I didn't understand these feelings, right? So I would just be like, oh my god, why is my aunt holding that baby? Why is my aunt playing with that little child? She should be playing with me. I should be with her. And it was just like such weird feelings, which now in retrospect, of course, I understand what they were. But as a child, I didn't have anyone to explain these things to me because I myself didn't really open up and talk about it. Andar hi andar irritation hoti thi, you know. And then there were certain problems that started happening within the family, and I eventually ended up losing my dad. He passed away when I was around 15, 16, and I sort of went into a little shell of my own. I was always a very happy kid, always very jumpy, joyful, playful. And I was still all of those things on the outside. But on the inside, there was. Now I'm trying to contemplate if I should make this sound dramatic or not. But to make it sound dramatic, there was a little bit of darkness that had started growing inside of me. And when I say darkness, what I mean by that is I didn't even realize these negative emotions of uh, jealousy or insecurity were there inside me. The feeling of not being good enough, the feeling of not being worthy, of not feeling worthy. I just saw life through the lens of why are all these bad things happening to me. First, my aunt got married and moved away. My father died. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't accept the fact that he had died until almost 3 years after he had passed. And even after that realization hit, I pushed everything down. I just pushed it way below the surface. And in my head, I kept thinking, ki, I'm such a strong girl. I'm such a happy, bubbly, full of life type of a girl. I'm so good at processing emotions. I'm a brilliant compartmentalizer. I compartmentalize anything. मुझे कुछ अच्छा feel नहीं होता. मुझे कुछ बुरा feel करवाता है. I just compartmentalize it. A friend hurt me. Doesn't matter. Compartmentalize it. If a family member hurt me, doesn't matter. Compartmentalize it. I would just compartmentalize anything I didn't like, anything that didn't feel comfortable to me. You know what I mean? And while I was feeling all of this discomfort because of the films that I'd watched, maybe because of maybe the conversations that I'd overheard about love, because of the cartoons that I'd watched, I always felt like Shadi would be my escape from all the unhappiness that I was feeling, from all the hurt and betrayals I was feeling, from that feeling of abandonment while being surrounded by so many people I loved, which I couldn't see at the time. I just felt alone. And I felt like Shadi would save me from it, because I would then have my Prince Charming. I would have somebody to love me with all his heart, to protect me, to take care of me, to just be there for me, right? And there started my journey of just being in one unhealthy relationship after another, one unhealthy relationship after another. And it wasn't until the age of 24, 25, when, of course, I'd had my heart broken before that a few times. But it was that breakup when just before I turned 25, which broke something inside of me. It just very deeply broke something inside me. Here was a person that I was with, whom I had been best friends with since I was in university. He'd been with me through so many difficult situations that I'd experienced in life. And eventually we started dating. In my head, this was the end all be all. This was the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. And on our second anniversary, we lived in Abu Dhabi at the time, and I had come to India for, I thought it stopped recording, but it's not. I had come to India for a visa change, and on our second anniversary, I found out that he was cheating on me, and that the girl he was with, he had moved her into our home. A man that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with, whom I thought I loved with all my heart, whom I would die without. You know, that pagalpanti wala pyar that you feel ki like you'll do anything for this person. That type of love. And when I found out, something in me snapped. I don't think I even cried. Like, I was in shock for some time. And then when I flew back to go get my things back, whatever. A whole bunch of things happened after that, which was just like hammer after hammer after hammer. Just, I think he did all the possible things a person probably could to get one to hate him. But I just couldn't find it in my heart to hate him because I'd also known him as my best friend. And while I didn't like what he had done, I understood what he had done. But understanding what he had done and not feeling mad at him made me wait on for a year more for him to come back to me. It was in this year, the emotions that I went through, I started experiencing panic attacks for the first time. I started experiencing the feeling of not wanting to live. I couldn't understand what life meant. I didn't know what to do with myself. I couldn't work, I couldn't study, I just couldn't function in a healthy way. Until finally one morning I woke up and I said, enough is enough. This cannot be my life. I'm not this person. I'm somebody who loves being happy. I am not somebody who likes keeping myself down. And here I have allowed something to keep me down for almost a year. Are you kidding me? No, this is not going to happen. This is not going to be my life. And so that day I said, fuck it. Forget about guys. Forget about somebody coming and saving me. Because I don't care whether someone's coming or not. I am going to save myself. And I went to the other end of the spectrum. I said, forget about boys, forget about friends, forget about family. I don't care. I am changing my life situation and I am going to depend only on myself. And I went to the other end of the toxic spectrum, from being totally dependent, from trying to the point of not wanting to take help from anyone at all. And I was just like, I threw myself into work while living in Bangalore. I moved out into my own place. Of course, my family helped there, and to them, I'm forever grateful because no matter how difficult I've been over the years, I've had their support like a rock. And I don't know what I would have done without them. But yeah, I moved out on my own and I threw myself into work. And I started doing really well at work because in my head at the time, I was just like, if I throw myself into work, work is going to pay me back. There's no way work is going to disappoint me. Like the more effort I put in, the more rewards I'm going to get. Relationships में, friendships में, रिश्तों में आप जितना डालते रहो, क्या guarantee है that you're going to get it back? And in my experience, till that point, I had gotten nothing but hurt, abandonment, lies and deceit, right? And so I was done. I was just done. I couldn't watch romantic films anymore. I couldn't listen to romantic songs anymore. In the gaps, if I tried to date somebody, it made me feel disgusting from the inside. And I was just like, I can't. And so I had stopped. I was just like, ab bas kaam pe focus. Forget about partying, forget about friends, forget about boys. That's it. It's I, me, myself. I will sort myself out. I will be my own hero. Sounds cliche. But while doing this, 2 years into this journey, I became super successful at my business, but I started coming home to an empty apartment. And in the meanwhile, everyone around me was getting married, was having children, and here I am coming home to an empty apartment, and I'm just like, what is the point of any of this? Now I have all the money, I'm living on my own, I have all the freedom that I want, but I was coming home to an empty house. And I mean, I'd come home exhausted and I'd pass out or I'd sit and watch shows. It's not like I was, going out or doing anything with all of that freedom that I now had. But nahi samajh aa raha tha. I was just like, what do I do? This is not making sense. There's got to be more to life than this. And I was feeling so insecure. And it was around the same time where so many people around me kept telling me that I don't know how to make a relationship work and that I need to rethink the industry that I'm working in, because at the time I was working as a makeup artist, and I was working as a makeup artist in the South Indian film industry. And I was doing films at the time, so my timings were off the chart. I would get in and out of the house at all weird hours of the day and night. And here is a Muslim girl who doesn't believe in religion, who is working in the film industry, who wears what she likes, who does what she wants, who loves partying, who loves going out. Um, who's going to want to marry her? This isn't the type of girl that families are looking for, that guys are looking for. And I had all of these ideas shoved down my head and down my throat, right? I was just like, who's going to want to marry me? I'm such a damaged piece. And so when the first person walked into the picture who was like, I still love you and I want to marry you and I want to be with you, I was all like, wow, here is a human who is Muslim. He's willing to accept me. अब इसके साथ नहीं चला तो पता नहीं अब किसके साथ चलेगा. I was anyway busy with work, so I set a business plan in motion. I said, I'm giving this 3 months. Chala to chala, great. Nahi chala to also great. We would have tried. And so in between my hectic schedules, we started hanging out, spending time together. And I don't want to get into the details of that relationship, but let's just say that experience taught me a very, very, very valuable lesson, which was, even if I die single, it's okay. But never again in my life am I going to drop my own value, my own worth, or I'm going to make myself small just to get another human being to accept me. Because what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with me. I'm a lovely person. I'm a kind-hearted and warm person. I'm doing work that I'm extremely passionate about, and I do it with integrity. So what's wrong? If someone's not okay with it, that's also fine. That's on them. Then I just know that, that's not the right person for me. I'll find the right person when the time is right. It's fine. Nahi bhi mila to, it's fine. I will give myself the love I need. And there, from that point, started my journey of healing myself. That was the point I decided to shift to Bombay. And I came here with the intention to not just be an actor. वो सब तो आप देखेंगे आने के time में आने वाले podcast में, where I'll talk about my acting journey and why I came here and how I came here and all of that. Here, we're here today to talk about love. And so, in relation to that, when I came to Bombay, I came with the intention to not just succeed at my career, but also to become the best version of myself, to become so independent and so happy that never again will I have to experience someone treating me poorly or treating me badly again. Keep in mind, at this point, I was still placing blame on everyone else. I wasn't taking any responsibility for my role in all of the situations that had happened. And so eventually, when I came to Bombay, this was May of 2019, spent a couple of months here, just started getting into the cycle of things. I was wrapping up projects in Bangalore, and I found myself in a situationship without even realizing, right? With this wonderful man, kind-hearted, sweet. I was learning so much from him. I was just enchanted by him. I loved how he made me want to be a healthier version of myself, mentally, physically, emotionally. But 6 months in, that situation ended the first time. You know how situations work, right? They don't just end when they end. There's a lot of starting and stopping and starting and stopping till it finally stops. What this situationship did for me was, remember how I'd set the intention when I'd come to Bombay that I want to be my best self here? I believe that this situationship came into my life to get that ball rolling, to properly actually get that journey started. Because what this relationship did for me was it brought to surface all my demons, all my insecurities. I was a ball of insecurities. In the beginning, I held my power. I was like, okay, I call a spade a spade. I know what this is. It's fine. Cut to a couple of months in, emotions started getting developed. I started feeling attached to this person. 6 months in, it ended. Now, after that, on a loop, every 2 to 3 months, we'd get back, we'd break up, we'd get back, we'd end things. I started feeling like a shell of myself. I was behaving in ways that I hadn't behaved before. I was behaving from a place of fear and desperation. I couldn't recognize myself anymore. 2 years in, and this was during the pandemic, mind you. The pandemic had hit, and I decided to stay back in Bombay with my flatmate, and I'm going through all of these emotions, and I'm just like, what is happening over here? Why does this keep happening to me? God, what is wrong with me that this keeps happening to me all the time? Like, where am I going wrong? I don't understand. And it's just so beautiful how things pan out. Just ask a question and leave it, and just watch how answers come your way. Just keep your eyes open for answers to come from anywhere. I asked this question, and he was watching Mahabharat at the time, and he said, Zeb, you've got to check this out. So I said, ठीक है, चलो बैठ के देखते हैं. And anyway, in my head, I wanted to marry this guy. I was like, oh, इसी से शादी करनी है. Me and my शादी वाला भूत, right? कहीं भी भाग दौड़ के फिर वापस आ जाता था. And so I sat thinking कि oh, I'll learn about, Hinduism as well, ताकि जब भी दिन आए पेरेंट्स से बात करने का, I will know how to communicate and how to speak their language. And so I sat, and Shiddat ke saath I have watched the entire Mahabharat. While watching this, and right after that, I did an inner engineering workshop with Sadhguru. It's a week-long course on just how to live a fuller life, right? And I got the answers that I was looking for. He said something, like he said a lot of amazing things in it, but the knowledge that I'd gotten from Mahabharat, the knowledge I'd gotten from this course, I realized growing up in a Muslim household, these are the stories I heard as a child as well. This is what Islam teaches you as well. And I was like, wait a minute. All these religions are teaching us the same thing. Sadhguru is speaking from a space of spirituality. He's teaching the same thing. And he said it in a very clean and clear way, right? In a way that I could understand. The main thing that stood out to me, which helped at the time, was you need to take responsibility for everything in your life. It doesn't matter who has done what to you, who has said what to you. पहले आपके आने से पहले क्या हुआ था, आपके जाने के बाद क्या होगा, it is all your responsibility. The day you understand this, the day you start applying this, that's the day you'll properly start living and taking charge of your life. And I was just like, oh my God, that is so true. And then that also made me realize ki, oh God, till now, I had been blaming everybody for what had been going on in my life. A friend backstabbed me or stole from me, or like, इसने मुझे झूठ बोला, इसने मुझे ऐसे ट्रीट किया. पर इस सब में मेरी भी गलती थी, right? I chose these friends. I'm not saying they're good people, bad people, nothing. We all have good and bad in us. All of us do. We choose. I wasn't choosing. We do have the ability to choose. We must choose those we surround ourselves with. It's something we've always heard, right? संगति का असर बहुत गहरा पड़ता है. But I didn't understand the importance of those words up until now. And I was like, I haven't been choosing anything in my life. Whatever has happened, I have just let it happen without questioning it, without thinking about it. And then I've sat and complained and cried and whined and spoke to my friends about it and dissected it and पता नहीं क्या खिचड़ी बना ली थी अपनी जिंदगी की. And all I knew was I can't keep living like this. And that's when I started going for therapy and reading books. And I'll do another podcast where I speak in depth about how to find the right therapist and how to actually make full use of going for therapy. But that was the beginning of my journey with love, consciously. I decided to consciously start living. And guys, I can't tell you, it completely has changed my life. Entirely changed my life. I'm so much of a happier person now. I mean, I always was even before, but not in its entirety because it was just surface level. Andar hi andar, I had so much anger, resentment, guilt, fear, just shoved so deep down. After a point, it couldn't be suppressed anymore. And when it started coming to the surface, it had just become so ugly. I didn't have a choice but to deal with it. I mean, of course, I had a choice. I could have continued distracting myself, repeating my toxic cycles and complaining about people, shitting on the world, shitting on men. I could have continued, but I didn't want to because that little hopeless romantic in me was still there despite all my experiences. I wanted true love. I wanted to experience true love, that unconditional, earth shattering, passionate love. And I have. Not from a romantic partner yet, but with my family members, with my mother, with my cousins, with my aunts and uncles, with the new friendships that I've made, with the old friendships that I started putting effort into. It changed everything. I'm now surrounded by people who love me with all their heart. And I see it now and I appreciate it and I value it with all my heart. I experience true, passionate, fulfilling, wholesome, earth shattering love on a daily basis. It doesn't mean like I'm on ecstasy 24/7. No, I'm not hyper all the time, but internally, I feel calm. I feel at peace. I feel like, अब और कुछ हो ना हो, I'm happy. जो भी है, I'm happy. I'm not suppressing no emotions. गुस्सा आता है, I feel it. I've taught myself tools on how to channel all my emotions, the good and bad, in a healthy way. It's possible. Sorry, I got cut there. I was saying कि if I can experience this kind of love on a daily basis, that makes me feel so much passion and so much joy, while also making me feel a sense of calm and contentment and a feeling of being home like I've never felt before. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it. I believe in you. I know you can. If you'd like to know, then abhi tak ke liye, thank you for watching. Now we will get into what is true love. What do you feel is love? ये सवाल मैंने आपसे स्टार्टिंग में भी पूछा था. The beginning stages of love are, where you love your friends, you love your family, you love your pets, you love your boyfriends or your girlfriends or your partners, you love your favorite blanket or your favorite clothes. This is how we understand love, right? Ki, oh, I have a person who does this for me, I do this for them, and that's love. I would do anything for this human and I would do anything for that human. We think true love is that romantic wala love, जहाँ पर jealousy है, जहाँ पे possessiveness है, जहाँ पर you can't live without the other person, you die without them, you do anything to have them in your life. Or it's your mom's unconditional love. That is true love. A lot of people use that as an example. Or in the way that God loves us, if you believe in God. Or the infinite intelligence, in the way that that loves us. Right? That's what we think true love is. That is just surface level love. You're just like touching it. All of that you're feeling from here. And if you don't believe me, actually don't believe anything that I'm saying. Huh? I'm giving you this little disclaimer in the middle. Whatever's coming out of my mouth, question it. Go read up about it. Go watch other videos on this. Experience it for yourself. Then come back and let me know whether you agree with me or not. You don't have to take anything that I say at face value. Experience it for yourself. Think about it a little. Sit with it a little. Do your own research about it. You know what the great thing is about being alive in today's day and age? Science has started proving what love does. Can you believe it? I'll speak a little more about this a little later in the video. For now, surface level love. जहाँ पे it's very transactional कि this person does this for me, so I do this for them. या आप देते रहते हो, देते रहते हो, देते रहते हो. You're a giver. You keep giving, 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 giving with the expectation कि हाँ, at some point तो this person will love me back. At some point तो इसको घूम के आना ही पड़ेगा मेरे पास. Or you're the kind of person who takes, who keeps taking and taking and taking and taking, and then you think कि दूं कि नहीं दूं, अच्छा ठीक है इतना सारा दिया है इस पर्सन ने मुझे तो चलो अभी थोड़ा कुछ दे देते हैं. It's all very transactional, lots of naap tol happening over here. All this is very surface level. Then you come to a little bit more deeper sense of love, right? In this category, if you feel that intensely for your parents or for your partner, you could put it here, जहाँ पे आप जानते हो, or for your siblings, you know कि आप इनके लिए कुछ भी कर दोगे. You will be there for them, no matter what. You're there for them. You can do anything for them. There's no ego here. There's no bounce here. You're there. Let's expand this part a little bit more. For people who share the same belief systems as you, whether it's religious, spiritual, whether it's a community that you belong to, whether it's the state that you belong to, or whether it is the country that you belong to, you know, that feeling of patriotism, ki haan, mera desh. Level 2 of love that you can experience. It's great. It gives you a deep sense of purpose and you're like, this is what I stand for. This is what I believe in. You know, I'm Muslim or I'm Hindu or I'm Christian or I'm spiritual or I'm Indian or you know what you get the drift. This is just level 2. This is the surface. Ab bas yahan par aayo. Just here. You've just like touched below the surface. Why? Because you're still bound by your country's borders, by only the people who are in that particular religion, and usme se bhi those who believe and like, you know, are practicing and everything. Whether it's a community, then it's like, अच्छा ठीक है अब सेम कम्युनिटी के हैं तो याके I love you. Conditional. Still very, very, very conditional. Now, if all of this is just surface level love, then what is deeper love? Now, what is true love if not for the love that you feel for your parents or the love that you feel for your partner? If that's not love, then what is love? How do you go in deeper? Is something you may ask. It's something I had asked. In my experience, I mean, there's 1,000 different ways of going about it, but in my experience, I found if you start by loving yourself first, all the other forms of love become easy to do. आप किसी और के लिए जैसे ज़्यादा करते हो ना, like if you love somebody, you'll do anything for them. Like you'll do things for them that you wouldn't even do for yourself. That kind of love is what you need to give to yourself first. ये जो self love that's trending right now, na, that's been trending for a while. Do some spas, or like get a facial, or go for a solo vacation, or go shopping, run yourself a bath. 1,000 different things on Instagram and on social media, right? Teaching you what self love is. Guys, that's just you pampering yourself a little bit. What self love actually looks like is treating yourself first with love and respect. If you want to be able to experience the expansiveness of love, the unconditional, boundless love, it starts from within you. It all starts from within you, and you have it. All of us have it. All of us have it right here. Do you know the heart is an organ that also thinks for itself, not just the brain? And science is proving it. You can Google it and look up studies. It's there. It's all there. Go listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza's podcast. I love him. I'm obsessed with him. He talks about this using the right terminology in detail. And it's phenomenal what science is proving now. It's something that through religion and through spirituality, people have been trying to teach us for generations and generations. Ab jab science proof kar raha hai that the cynics are starting to believe in it, because you can't deny its presence. It is that powerful. It heals you. It makes you happy. It gives you the greatest quality of life. Just allowing yourself to feel this one emotion. Sorry. Now, I've established love is supremely powerful, right? I've explained the first two levels of love. Now, how do we dig deeper? How do we go within and experience that love? What does self love, if it starts from us, then what does self love actually look like? I'll tell you. Don't worry, this girl's got your back. Okay. Self love starts with first getting aware about yourself. Who am I as a person? Who is Zeba Sharif? Without the name, without the profession, without my family, without my friends, without where I live, without my body, who am I? You can start with first describing yourself. When I first did this exercise, I was asked to write down affirmations in the form of I am dash I am, right? It's a very powerful exercise if you want to try it. And as I started writing, I am kind, I am. I am beautiful, I am. I am thoughtful, I am. I am generous, I am. I am giving, I am. The list went on. I'm currently at 134. And I keep adding to this list, right? As I wrote this down, and I was asked to read it to myself every morning as soon as I woke up, and every night just before I went to sleep. It took me about 7 to 8 minutes to do this. But this exercise, guys, how it helps. It suddenly then makes you aware. As you're going through the day, you're paying attention to more things about yourself. Oh, I react like this also. Oh, I behave like this also. And then I asked my mentor, what do I do if when I find things that I don't like about myself? And she told me ki instead of writing that, if you want, you can write that down as well. But don't write that as I am dash I am. Write down ki, okay, I have these qualities. What would I like in place of this? Think about that. Write that down into your affirmations. What happens with these affirmations is while you're reading these things that you are, mixed with a few things that you want to be, you're feeding this into your subconscious mind. The time just as you wake up, the hour as soon as you wake up, and 15-20 minutes just before you enter deep sleep, right, is the time when our subconscious mind is at its most receptive best. वरना तो सारा टाइम सुनते रहता है, but in these time windows is when it can be fed in with new information that you wanted to learn very quickly. Have you ever paid attention? Utte when you like check your phone, you check messages, you go watch the news, you read the newspaper. For the rest of the day, these are the things that are playing in your mind. No, you feel like, oh God, this world is shit. Kya chal raha hai yahan pe? You know, we live in such dark times. Look at people's health, look at people's lives, and oh God, the world seems like a big depressing place. Because that's what you're starting your day with. Instead, start your day with you. It's so simple. Just write these things down. Read these things out to yourself till the time you reach a point where it feels कि like, हाँ, I know this about myself. I am. पता है मैं हूँ ये चीज़ें. अब पता है कैसे पता है? Not just because you know it, but because now it starts reflecting in your actions. When somebody treats you poorly, when somebody you love treats you poorly, you don't scream, yell back, feel hurt, go into a shell. No. You let them show you how they're being, how they are. You don't fight it, you don't question it, nothing. Let them show you who they are. Don't try to control it. You can't control anybody apart from yourself. You just can't. तो उस पे टाइम बर्बाद करना छोड़ ही दो. You know, the whole thing that people say, you get the guy in and then you can change him. Or get the girl in and you can change him. Catch him young and watch him grow. All these things you've heard? You can't change anybody. And it's not your job to change anybody. Your job is to take care of yourself. That's it. Just take care of you. बाकी सब ठीक हो जाएगा. You'll attract the right people into your life. You'll have great experiences. Even when something bad happens, you'll be like, oh, ये चल रहा है. इसको हम कैसे shift करें? You stop taking life so seriously because you feel safe and secure within yourself. Now coming back, if someone treats you poorly, someone you love is treating you poorly, what are you going to do? The healthy way to go about it would be, one of the healthy ways of going about it would be to allow them to show you who they are. If you feel like you can't respond from a place of love and calm in that moment, communicate with them. Ki, right now, neither of us are in the headspace to continue this conversation. Can we please step away and come back and have this conversation with a calm mind? Then come back and talk about it. If it gets resolved, great. If it doesn't get resolved, if the person keeps hurting you over and over again, then you know. You know you're not worthy of it. You know you don't deserve to get treated like shit. Don't accept it. They say, na, injustice sehna is also just as much of a crime as it is to do injustice on someone else. This is what it means. You don't become great or like really patient or really tolerant or like so loving or like a good person or a kind person if you keep allowing people to treat you like a doormat. No. Loving yourself means setting healthy boundaries for yourself with even the people that you love. Be right back. I was at setting boundaries for yourself, setting healthy boundaries for yourself. In order to set healthy boundaries for yourself, how will you know what areas to set boundaries in, what's good for you, what's not good for you, till you don't learn to understand who you are, what is good for you, what do you like, what do you not like. And that's something that keeps changing and keeps evolving. Every 3 to 6 months it will change. As human beings, that is the only constant in our lives, change. So learn how to move with it. Learn how to groove with it. This is how you do it. Learn about yourself. Make wanting to become your best self your main life's purpose and passion. When you do that, when you keep working towards becoming your best self, and how? By doing these things, by teaching yourself how to love yourself first. Because till the time you don't learn to love yourself, you won't be able to give it to others. And this journey is not simple. Love is a word that everyone relates to. Oh, being girly, oh, so mushy, oh, so filmy. It's anything but. When you start looking at yourself with honest eyes, with a clear lens, with complete awareness, the good, the bad, the ugly inside you, it is terrifying. It is so difficult to accept the deeper, darker parts of you. To even accept ki, oh God, is this who I really am? Are these qualities there in me? I thought I was this type of a person, but what is this then? To accept that anything good or bad that's happened in your life, directly or indirectly, is 50% your responsibility, if not 100. Having the strength and the courage to take responsibility is love. To be fierce, to be powerful is love. When you're able to take responsibility, you're able to love yourself more. When you love yourself more, it means you had the courage to do it. And when you have the courage to overcome your fears or be afraid and still go ahead and do it, not like it, but still go ahead and do it, you become powerful. You become fierce. No one will be able to mess with you. And that doesn't mean that you're going to go hating on other people or thinking you're holier than thou or you're better than everyone else. No. It just means that you're accepting yourself in your entirety of who you are. You know you're a work in progress, and if you're wise enough, you're going to be a work in progress till the day you die. That's how it is. You know how people say, oh no, they're too old, you can't change them. Now, though they're set in their ways. Nothing. My grandfather, my Nanaba, has taught me that at any age, a human being can change if they should so choose to. You can turn your life at any age. There's no limit, there's no restrictions there. It's just these cages that society has locked us into so that, well, it can keep functioning in the way that it does. So that businesses can keep profiting off of your misery, out of your guilt, out of your fears, out of your shames, out of your unworthiness. Just because you refuse to look at yourself and treat yourself with love. And when you are able to give yourself love, despite what anyone says, despite how people look at you, when you learn to start trusting yourself, automatically, right? Automatically, your relationships with your friends, your family members, the ones who make the cut. And when I say the ones who make the cut, the ones who treat you with love and respect, the ones who are kind. They don't have to think the way you do. They don't have to behave the way you do. We're all different. We're all very, very, very different. And there's beauty in that difference. Accept that. Don't judge. Don't put yourself on a pedestal or anyone else on a pedestal. We're all the same. We've all come from the same space. We're going back to the same space. The same mechanism that's in me is in you, is in everybody else, is in every other living and non-living thing. Imagine. At a cellular level, we are all the same. We're all connected. And what helps make this connection strong? What makes this journey of life easy? It's love. It's allowing ourselves to feel love, to give love. this is the deeper level, the one of the most difficult levels to cross, because it requires complete honesty. You can try lying to yourself, no problem. Try lying to yourself. Life will keep throwing situations at you which will force you to eventually see the truth, or you'll die fighting it. These are one of the two things that will happen. Have you noticed in your life ki, like, maybe the people have changed but the situations are the same? You keep getting lied to, you keep getting cheated on, you keep getting treated poorly, people keep taking you for granted. Kyun ho raha hai? It's a pattern that's being repeated. It's a cycle that's repeating. Why is this happening? Because you're refusing to acknowledge the cycle and what your role in the cycle is. The moment you acknowledge it, you start breaking the cycle. You may repeat it 1-2 times more, few more times. But eventually you'll be like, God, I know this is happening. Why am I doing this to myself over and over again? Chhado. Out. Never again. Then you start choosing things that are good for you. Just because you're choosing one thing and not the other doesn't make anything good or bad. You're just choosing what's more in tune with you. And you've got the right to do it. And you must do it. Because your world is the people you surround yourselves with, the life you surround yourself with, the activities you fill it up with. Right? And you'll notice the moment you start loving yourself more, your work will get better, your everything gets better. You'll feel so good, so, oh God, guys. Sachi. It just feels so good. Now, the next level, which is the deepest, most ultimate form of love. Now, when I say this, I feel like some of you are going to be like, pagal to nahi ho gayi hai. All this is not possible for us regular human beings. No, ये सब नहीं होता है, ये सब किताबी बातें हैं, ये सब फिल्मों के लिए सही लगता है. This doesn't happen in real life. I know this happens in real life because it's not just me who's a person like that. Even I'm not 100% there yet. I'm still working towards it, but I'm surrounded by people who know how to give unconditional love. Majority of the people around me are people who know how to give unconditional love. It's just in their way of being. Whether they started out that way from the beginning or whether life taught them to change their ways, in this moment where they're at are people who know how to give unconditional love. And that's the final level, the final stage, where religion doesn't matter, clothing doesn't matter, what you eat doesn't matter, what caste you come from doesn't matter, which race you come from doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your education levels are. It doesn't matter the horrendous things you may have done in your past. Nothing. It doesn't matter if you've experienced the most horrible things in the world. It doesn't matter. You just love. No expectations, no inhibitions, no gatekeeping, no holding anything back. You just want to give. अगर कोई आपको hurt कर रहा है, you're like, thank you very much for showing me who you are. Okay, now I'm very happy I got to experience whatever I got to experience with you. Now, cha-cha bye-bye. With love, I let you go. That's all. पलट के नहीं देखने का. Not because you're holding resentment or grudges in your heart or because you can't forgive. You forgive. You allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, however petty it may be. Allow yourself to feel it. It's your emotions. You deserve to feel it. That is another form of loving yourself. Allowing yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. Feel it. The moment you feel it, it's gonna go. The moment it goes, forgive. The moment you forgive, just put it out of your system. There's no need to remember it. बोलते ना, no, you must forgive, but you should remember so that it doesn't happen again. It doesn't work like that. What we think, what we feel, what we believe in is what keeps coming up in our lives, is what keeps showing up in our lives. So if you're going to forgive, but you're going to remember, somewhere you're holding on to it, no? Out of the fear कि ये फिर से हुआ तो तब I have to be ready. You've learned the lesson. You know you're not going to repeat it. क्यों याद रखना? Simple. Learn the lesson, forget that experience. That's it, it's done, it's gone. Just learn the lesson, remember that. Automatically ज़हन में बैठा रहेगा, so that God forbid something comes up again, you'll handle it in a better manner. At this level, you don't care what a person's religion is, which country they come from. You don't care if they're doing the most horrendous acts, causing terror in the world. Horrible things, right? Torturing people, raping people, murdering people. Horrible. But what do we get taught in religion? You can't judge anybody. You don't know what their life story is. It's horrible. Our human minds can't wrap our minds around such atrocious people who do such damaging things to other people. These are though still extreme. The emotional damage that men and women go through on a daily basis, through their partners, through their families, that emotional trauma that other people put them through, because they're allowing it, but there's also people doing it, and we tend to take sides, right? We start hating and everything. If you love, you can't hate. You just can't. And when you stop hating, when you acknowledge कि अच्छा ठीक है, this person did this, मतलब मेरे आसपास नहीं रखने का है, अब अपनी ज़िंदगी में जाके करो जो करना है. This contrast between good and bad makes me appreciate the good even more, makes me appreciate the good in my life even more, makes me appreciate my life even more. That love, that judgment-free love, when you allow that love to fill you up, scientifically, it releases serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine into your system. What these hormones do, these are happy hormones, very popularly known as happy hormones. What these hormones do inside you is they make you feel content. They make you feel healthy. They reduce inflammations in your body. They change the genetic design of your system. ये जो नहीं बोलते कि ओ no, in my genetically I'm disposed to getting cancer or diabetes or thyroid or obesity because it runs in my family. Rubbish. There's less than, I think, 0.1% of diseases in the world that are genetic, which are there from birth. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. All the other diseases that are there are lifestyle related. It has to do with your food. It has to do with your eating and sleeping timings. It has to do with your stress levels, with your mindset, with your perspective on life. And you can say, wahan pe baithe baithe, watching this video, yeah, you're so sitting in a house. Look at you. What do you know about worries and stress? There are so many people who don't even have a roof above their heads. True. I'm blessed to have the life that I have. But try going into the chawls, into the slum areas, go to villages, have a chat with them, ask them how they're feeling. Most of them are happy. हमें लगता है कि ओ कैसे जी रहे होंगे, how must their life be like, because we can only see it from the limited lens of what we're experiencing. You can be happy with anything. Even if your world is falling apart, even if you're about to die the next second, you know you're going to die the next second, you can still be happy. You can still feel love. It's a choice. And that choice is in your hands. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This final stage of love, not everybody gets to experience it because we're so bound by our societal conditionings of believing ki we are right, my religion is the best, my community is the best, my country is the best, my boyfriend is the best, my husband is the best, my family is the best, baki sare nothing. Or, oh my God, that person did something so bad. God, I hate them. God, I can't stand them. Yuck. Or how can you listen to something XYZ person said? Do you know what all that person has done? Disgusting. I will not support that shit. इंसान जैसा भी हो, शायद बुरी चीजें की हो, पर बात जो वो कह रहे हैं, बात तो सही है ना? So then why not listen? Why not take it? How does the source matter? If the information that's coming to you is correct, take that information, leave the rest. Choose. Teach yourself how to choose between right and wrong. And it's really simple. It's very, 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 very simple. There's this book called Ask and It's Given. In the author of that book, Esther Hicks, one of the authors, it was Jerry Hicks and Esther Hicks, husband wife. Esther Hicks said in one of the podcasts that I'd watched of hers, read that book. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's like my go-to book if I ever need any answers on how to deal with situations in life. But she says this one thing where your emotions are your Google Maps for this journey we call life. If it's consistently feeling good, we're meant to be experiencing that in the moment. We're on the right track. When something is not feeling good for a prolonged period of time, it doesn't have to be like hectic where, you're like depressed and you feel like it's not worth living anymore. It doesn't have to get that bad. Even if you're like irritated for too long, annoyed for too long, consistently by the same person or by the same situation or by the same job, that is a sign from God to move away from there, to redirect away from there. That's what it means. Anything that's anything bad that's happening in your life is not there to punish you. It's not. It's just there to give you a message. And the sooner we learn this, the better our life gets. I swear. And how will you be able to get to this level? This final level of feeling love in all its glory in this human form. The kind of love which helps us connect with God. Direct line. Because what is God? What is the infinite intelligence? What is the source? It's not a man or woman. It's not something that our mind can comprehend. It is an infinite source of love and knowledge. That's what it is. It's peaceful, it's calming, it's fierce, it's powerful, it's forgiving, it's compassionate, it's kind, it's selfless, it's unconditional. It doesn't judge. It just doesn't. It's just, imagine the best of everything, and that is pure love. And you and I, each and every one of us, has the gift of free will. Now, we abuse it, it's a different thing. It's why our life experiences end up being so miserable most of the times. But you have a choice to change that. You have a choice to choose love, to have that direct connection with the source, with God. You know what happens when you feel that connection? And there's so many different ways of doing it, right? You can like meditate, you can, of course, it starts with loving yourself. There's many tools. Meditating is my favorite tool. It helps you to be present in the moment. But even if you don't want to meditate, sitting and coloring, any activity that keeps your focus in the present moment. Going to the gym, just full focus there. No music, nothing. Just full focus on that movement, on your muscles, on what it's doing to your body. That's being present in the moment. When you're doing that, you're in direct connection with God without even reaching the fourth level. In the fourth level, the messages go back and forth. When you start feeling that full love inside you, the messages start going back and forth. Even before that, you receive messages, but thoda sa ढूंढना पड़ता है. If you believe in God, if you believe in that infinite intelligence, that complete source of love, you ask it questions, you get answers. Sometimes in a direct form, sometimes by people coming into your lives who sort that situation out for you. It happens, guys. It's like magic. It's beautiful. And if something hasn't happened yet, either you're being protected for it or you're not ready to receive it yet. That's it. It's just one of these two things. But when you start experiencing love in all its glory, without any judgment, you just have love in your heart for everybody. I'm seeing so much love, love, love. I'm sure you all are sitting there being like, oh God, this wasn't supposed to be mushy. It isn't, but feeling mushy. It's okay. Also must be wondering, how am I going to make more money with this? How am I going to achieve my career goals with this? Right? It's simple. You choose something that you love doing, that makes you feel excited to get out of bed every morning, that makes you feel excited to do all the time. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like something that's giving your heart so much joy. Maza aa raha hai karne mein. When you do that, you're working with love. If difficult situations arise at work, you then understand कि if I take 50% responsibility here, मैंने क्या किया था? What can I fix over here? ठीक है, मैं fix कर देता हूँ या fix कर देती हूँ. But fix करने के बावजूद, if the person continues behaving poorly, then you know it's just a reflection of their internal state. And आपके अंदर कुछ लोचा चल रहा है is why you're receiving that side of them. If you want to keep receiving the good from people, first find the good in you. This receiving and giving thing that I'm talking about, this is something that has been proved by science. So our brain, right, it sends out Wi-Fi signals. I recently heard Joe Dispenza talking about it. So he says that your brain sends out these Wi-Fi signals, right? Ab hamare aspas, we have Bluetooth waves, radio waves, Wi-Fi signals going on all around us, right? Do we see it? We don't, but it's there in the air around us. The electromagnetic waves, they're all around us. Just like that, our brain sends out signals. What are these signals it's sending out? The thoughts that we have, the belief systems that we have, the type of music that we listen to. Imagine the lyrics of the songs that we listen to, they impact our minds and the signals that we send out, the kind of films that we watch, the kind of content that we consume. It all impacts our mind, all of it. And that then sends out waves of information out into the universe कि oh, इस इंसान को ये चाहिए, दो. Now, if you're not connected to love, all the teda meda things keep happening in your life. Thoda bahut good will happen because you're also thinking that. But mostly it'll be like drama, irritation, things that you don't want. But when you're connected with love and you're feeling it all over your body, you can. True love is felt all over your body. You won't be able to put it into words. You know it when you feel it. It's just there. Like I was saying earlier, your life could be crashing around you. You're feeling love. It's just there. Once you feel it, if you keep making the right choices, that feeling will just keep growing and growing. It's the greatest love story you can experience. And that starts with you. And this is scientifically proven. Huh? Our heart then, after feeling love, receives more love. It also sends out signals, love signals, not just romantic kind of love, it's very limited, but the entire spectrum of different types of love. And then those are the people you start attracting. Now, in order to have these people and receive these people and receive these beautiful situations, you need to toughen this and this up and choose what gets to stay in your life and what has no room in your life. And this also keeps changing. It's this constant practice, this constant process of knowing what you want, letting go of what you don't want. That's life. That's what love looks like. That's what loving yourself looks like. And if you just do this one thing, बाकी सब अच्छा होगा. अब इतना सारा ज्ञान तो मैंने बांट दिया है. अब ये सब भी अगर आपको नहीं करना, you're like, oh God, Zeba, this is too much. I can't do all of this. All this is just, oh God, bookish shit. I can't do it. No problem. I'll give you something easy. Very simple. Start with just smiling. When you meet someone in the elevator, say hello. Just smile politely. If you see something bad happening, someone's done something bad to you, don't say anything to them. Man se. Just send them love. They're behaving poorly with you because they are lacking love inside. All of us human beings, the number one thing that we desire is love and connection. That's our main purpose. And when you learn to love yourself and give yourself that full love, you directly get connected with God. And when you're directly connected with God, what's stopping you? There's nothing stopping you. There's absolutely nothing stopping you. You will have everything that you want. If after you start practicing this and you choose to go ahead, you say, no, Zeba, I'm going to do this. You know what? Even if it's difficult, I'll deal with it. I'm strong. I'm brave. I will do it. I will face my darkest fears. I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to come out the other side. I'm sending you so much love and power, even to the ones who don't want to do it. I'm sending you so much love and power because I believe in you. I know you can do it. I'm doing this because I want you all to experience the pure joy and sense of calm that you feel within yourself when you take on this journey. And जब ये alignment सही हो जाता है ना, बाकी सब automatically सही हो जाता है. Even if your life is falling apart, you'll know कि it's happening because you're about to upgrade to another level, to a higher level, where there's no more room for any of the older things in your life anymore. Perspective shift. That's what love does. I'm going to read out a few points that I'd written to leave you all with. What actionable steps you can take to begin living your life with love. First, learn to love yourself. You can't pour out from an empty cup, right? Understand the different types of love languages. This helped me understand people a lot better, and this really contributed towards developing more wholesome, loving relationships with the people I already had in my life and the new people that I've met along the way. Even at work, understanding attachment styles. And there's a lot of information online, So look that up. Learn how to establish boundaries. Learn how to say no. Very important. Very, very, very important. All of these things I've spoken about today and that I'm reading out to you right now, when you start practicing this in the beginning, if you hadn't already been practicing these things, your body is going to fight it because your brain likes a familiar space. Even if that familiar space is all trash, your brain enjoys feeling comfortable. Our brains were designed to survive, to just keep ourselves protected, कि like कोई physical danger ना हो जाए. Because our bodies naturally heal, our bodies naturally adapt to any situation. It's our gift. But if you want to thrive in life, if you want to ace life, you've got to take charge of it yourself. You've got to take charge of this. Trust me. You've got to take charge of this. Okay, getting back. Whatever you love doing or like doing, do more of it. Take care of your mind body, and soul. What you eat, what you drink, when you sleep, when you wake up, the clothes that you wear, the people that you meet, exercise, that praying, meditating, all of these things are very important for our mind, body, and soul. Take care of that first. If you're not feeling like your best self, it's okay. Do whatever you need to get back to feeling like your best self. Cut out whatever needs to be cut out, add whatever needs to be added, but do it. The effort is really dark. Loving yourself can get very dark, but trust me, it's worth it. It's the biggest gift you can give yourself and to everyone around you. Literally, it is. And when I say do whatever you need to, I mean, of course, I'm sure I don't need to mention it, but just mentioning it because, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you're not cheating anybody, you're not deceiving anybody, do it. अगर काम छोड़ के थोड़ी देर सोने का मन कर रहा है, सो जाओ. You want to go out for a run? Go out for a run. You want to sit and binge watch Netflix? Think it's going to calm your mind for a bit? Do it. Whatever's feeling good to you in that moment, just do it. Care about everything. Care about everything. Whether it's your AC remote, whether it's your favorite coffee mug, anything. Anything, from the smallest to the biggest things. Whether it's yours or it's not yours. Care about it. Be thoughtful. When you can show love, when you can give love without expectation, without judgment, without wanting anything back in return, you watch how God just showers you in abundance with all the great things life has to offer. Express your feelings. Very important. And it's also very important to learn how to express your feelings with empathy, with kindness. A lot of people say, oh, I'm just being honest. Rubbish. There's a difference between telling the truth and being rude and mean. तरीके होते हैं बोलने के. Your tone, the choice of words, the intent. These three things are very, very, very important when you're communicating anything. Loyalty towards yourself. Do I need to explain this? If you can't be loyal towards yourself and show up with integrity for yourself, you won't be able to show loyalty to anybody. You won't be able to show up to anything in your life with integrity. They say how you do one thing is how you'll do everything. This. Be at peace with yourself. Just means accept yourself for exactly how you are in this moment. You can always keep upgrading, like softwares upgrade. No stress. But accept yourself and love yourself however you are in this moment. Taking responsibility for your actions. We've covered this. I spoke to you about why it's important to take responsibility for your actions. Try it. You'll see the difference. Let me know. If you don't see a difference also, let me know. I'll help you in whatever way I can to get there. Give gratitude. Very important. Bhale you're journaling it down every day or every night or weekly once or monthly once. Make giving gratitude a part of your everyday, because for example, if I ask you to write 3 things you're grateful for every day, and every day it has to be 3 new things. Can't repeat. When you start writing this down, by the 6th, 7th day, 10th day, you'll start running out of things and you'll be like, now what do I write about? I've already written that I'm grateful for my body, I'm grateful for the fact that I'm alive, I'm grateful that I have a house to live in, yada, yada, yada. When you start running out of things, then automatically, because you need to write this again, your brain is going to look for things to feel grateful for every day. When you're feeling grateful, your heart center is opening up. Your connection to God is opening up. Isn't that beautiful? Just by giving gratitude for whatever you have. Doesn't matter how little you have or how much you have. Just feel grateful for whatever there is in this moment. In this moment. जो हो गया वो गया, जो पिछले मिनट हुआ वो गया. What's going to come you don't know. All you have control over is now. You and now. In this moment. That's it. Be a good listener. When somebody's talking, how do you speak with love? If someone's talking, you listen. You don't listen to respond. You don't listen to react. You listen to hear what the person is saying, to understand what they're saying, to make them feel heard. Don't we all want to feel heard? If we all want to feel heard, then what does that begin with? We ourselves need to become good listeners. Now, if we want to be heard, how can we expect someone else to listen to us when we're not willing to listen to someone else? Simple. Establish your non-negotiables. So important, guys. I was talking about this earlier, right? Write down what you like, what you don't like, what your absolute no's are, what your non-negotiables are. This can also keep changing with time, and that's okay. Keep updating the list. But be aware of what it is, so that the moment you identify it, you can step away. You don't need to wait for a situation to go ugly before you step out. Simple. And that's it for today, guys. This was a long first podcast, but I hope you all enjoyed watching this. I hope you all enjoyed listening to my buck and it added some value to your lives. I just want to say that I love you so much. If you've reached this part of the video, I love you so much. Even if you haven't, even if you left it halfway through, I'm sending you this energy anyway. I love you and I believe in you. And I want only the best for you. I'm sending you so much courage and love to get started on your journey. Just take that leap of faith and go for it. And no matter how dark it gets, know that I'm here for you. I'm sending you my love with all my heart. Reach out to me on Instagram and I'd be happy to assist you in any way that I can. From my heart to yours. Until the next one.